Hooliganz. Elevate, not exactly a team name that we've seen before, but we've absolutely seen the players on this team before. And I'll tell you right now, they are action-packed as well with Hollywood Hooliganz matching up against them. Another team that historically has been great in the BCS.
See, it's kind of funny. Both of us have knowledge about one team, but not so much the other. So for me, the history of Elevate kind of transcends even above Valorant itself. So in other games, they are recognized to an extent as a tier 1 team in other esports. But in Valorant themselves, they kind of bounce around between that tier 1, tier 2 area. I think they were a tier 2 team for a very long time at the beginning of Valorant's lifespan, with KP especially being the IGL. But since they left the team, unfortunately, without her at the helm, it hasn't been as strong as it has been before. But I think a really good marking place now is to see whether or not they can go toe-to-toe against the Hollywood Hooliganz in a best-of-1.
Yes, best of one. You know, both teams are fresh and ready to go. I'm sure they've had their warm-up games and they're ready to get into this. We're on Ascent, which is a really fun map to start off. And we didn't get to take a great look at those agent selections, but we'll see them real quick. But you know, I saw a breach. I saw a breach on the side of Elevate. I did not see what the other team had, but I'm assuming that's going to be used, you know, for a lot of aggressive play styles here, at least on the side attacking.
See, that's going to be interesting because, you know, there's not a lot of time for us to find out who's actually playing in the group stage between then and, you know, actually casting the game.
Yeah.
But when I was really quickly looking at Elevate's roster, I didn't really see anybody that plays a lot of Breach besides maybe G-Man, but he's normally the Cypher pick, and I don't know about you, but I'm not seeing a Cypher on the board.
Yeah, I do not see
He's a Killjoy.
Yep, Frosty on the Breach and G-Man on the Killjoy, so I think I have seen Frosty play Breach, especially when we had a small Breach meta a couple weeks ago. And we're getting started off into this. We see Elevate playing a pretty aggressive on this defense as they push up A long.
One of my favorite things to do for an attacking team in the pistol rounds is just going for the mid area.
Right.
A lot of teams don't really focus on mid too much on the defensive side of pistols. But look at the entirety of Hollywood right now. They're all going forward, so you're taking full control of Marketplace, and suddenly everyone on B site's taken out by surprise. Even the turret was surprised there. And they have full control of the site.
Yeah, you're definitely right about it. The turret was like, hold on, you're not allowed to do this. And now Elevate playing it slow. They're waiting for their teammates to gather with them as they try to make this retake happen.
Right, the spike plant's gonna go down, and things are looking really good for Hollywood at the beginning of this round. Already, Shulker's gonna fall, and that's the jet entry that I think Elevate was relying on already gonna fall. Assert, not really having much of a better fate's gonna fall as well, and suddenly it's a 3v5 on the pistol. Numbers are dwindling down very quickly. The whole kill feed's gonna be red going to green, and suddenly Hollywood Hooliganz, well, they already start themselves off with a flawless first round, and you know, being such a pivotal round as the pistols, you're going to have to really either buy up or pray to whatever deities in the sky right now if you're on Elevate's side that maybe you can even things out better or quicker than never in order to save their economy.
Yeah, absolutely. They're going to make a decision here. It looks like they are going to be saving, playing for the next round, you know, try to get some miracles going on here, like you said. And just take a quick look at that last round. It was really great execution from Hollywood as they went through mid, just like you said, and then just the control of the site was really good. But we are about to get into this next round. And is Frosty about to get spotted? The smoke does cover him up, so he doesn't actually fall to that any gunshots or the molly. And now just Hollywood Hooliganz playing back. They know they have the gun advantage, so they're playing it slow.
That was a really risky orb to get
Yeah,
from the breach.
yeah.
I mean, all things considered, even the nano swarm, that Sova easily could have just pre-fired through everything, but Zero Data, having been covered in the shrouds of the Omen, just decided not to. But now things are going to be a lot more slower from Hollywood's point of view. If they rushed twice, it would have been Elevate to easily figure out what's going on, but now it looks like they're focusing a lot on A main without really much of a deviation going into mid like we saw in the first round.
Yeah, and Elevate sort of wise of this. They've got all their members on A, so this is about to be an interesting round. Even though they have pistols, I gotta think they're in control a little bit. Not really, as 3 members have already fallen. 4 members. Reflect picking up 2 in this round alone, and now it's just Chums by himself, and he does fall as well. So that is the second round. Obviously, just holding the pistols, not going to be doing too much damage. And, you know, so now they've got the economy on their side. They're about to buy up some rifles and try to make a stand here before they lose too many rounds in a row.
Flawless round 2 coming out from Hollywood again. There hasn't been a single kill coming out from Elevate so far. Not one.
Yeah, I think the most we've had is maybe a couple shots hitting a couple of the players of Hollywood, but no one has gotten down to that critical 0 HP that you need to fall in this game. And we're about to get into it again. Just like I said, the rifles are on the side of Elevate now, and just these, you know, mid-tier guns, you know, just saving up after the pistol rounds on the side of Hollywood Hooligans. So they're not exactly favored here, but their economy is looking good with those 2 flawless rounds in a row.
Notice how Hollywood 2 is going for a different strategy every single round. A lot of attacking teams, they like to go for the same strategy until it just doesn't work anymore. But now they're playing slow again, heading towards mid, and even spreading themselves apart a little bit to see if whether or not B or A main could be the way to go. Looks like A.
Yeah, it definitely looks like A, and they're actually abandoning the mid control, and that's just another way that they're changing up the strategy. I think Elevate was, you know, expecting them to take that mid control and just hold off these side angles, but without them doing that, now they're pushing through B and B lobby, that is, and I think they're about to catch off Elevate off guard as they're making their push right now. I don't know exactly what happened. Elevator was completely ready for it in the flawless round. Shulk picking up 4 kills all at once by himself. That is so huge for him. And I'll take that whole statement back. They were absolutely ready for Hollywood. And that was just, that was all the members falling just at once.
Yeah, but did they all line up for Shoker? That happened such in a blink of an eye that I couldn't even catch it.
Yeah, I was almost stunned by what just happened. Shoker does pick up 4, and you know, Hollywood probably a little taken aback by what just happened. Now they're switching up their style. Nothing to be too worried about. They've definitely got, they can buy up those guns again. Like we talked about, the economy is still looking great for them. And
you know what's funny?
Yep.
Every single round has been a flawless win.
That is true. Shoker already picking up 1, so if we keep the trend, he's gonna pick up at least 4 more on the enemy team.
Maybe. We have to see how the next kill's gonna go.
Alright, and Shoker does pick up the second one, so prophecy might come true, or I might cast or curse him as we are getting into this. Dior does pick up Frosty, so the curse has been broken. And now Dior picking up a second one onto Shoker, and G-Man now finishing off Dior on the Sage. So we have a 3v2 with Elevate. Trying to hold the spike here. There's so much action happening all at once, but Elevate actually does pick up the last 2 members of Hollywood Hooligans, and they now tie up the score 2-2.
Interesting to see the dynamic between the 2 teams, even this early on, is that Hollywood Hooligans, again, they're bringing out different strategies and stops every single round, but the last 2 that they brought out for either going all the way through A main or B main just simply haven't worked. Each of those were pretty much flawless coming out from Elevate's side, and I'm wondering maybe if mid-control is the name of the game for the attack.
Yeah, we will have to see that strategy switch, because these last few times, Elevate's sort of been aware of what's about to happen, and that's sort of just, I feel like what's happening with Hollywood is when Elevate's prepared, they are absolutely in control of the site. But here's that mid-control, exactly what you were talking about.
Ooh, but that mid-control has been pivotal in the past, but the turret's already out there just behind the smoke. If Dior gets spotted out by it, this whole plan could go all under. Reflect. Also having to reflect himself away onto the sides. They have to hide themselves out a little bit more. I think the turret is still alive. No, it was an alarm bot. I do apologize. But even then, double killjoy on each side. There is a lockdown in the potential arsenal for Elevate's side. They can use it on B side if that's what they want to go for. But there is a little bit of a scouting action on A main as well. Mario, do you think they're going to rotate around a tree and maybe get stopped out by 2 different ones in tree from Elevate's side?
I think they've got the crossfire set up. We're about to see a Cert do just that. He actually does fall to reflect quite early in there, and oh, the Sage ult being used in effect here. And now, even though Elevate looked good at the start of this, it is now still a 5v4, so they've got to make this disadvantageous retake happen for them.
Yeah, this is going to be a rough retake. Already losing on the Omen. You don't have any smokes in your arsenal if you're on the defensive side. Though, taking control of the site has always been a bit of a priority and a bit of a speciality for Hollywood Hooliganz. Frosty's able to find Dior, that's the stage completely gone, and it's just gonna keep on going down. Shoker has been the absolute crux of these rounds at times for the clutches. Suddenly, what was a man advantage for Hollywood Hooliganz now turns into a disadvantage as they are down a man. Hiding around now, Shots needs to find these final kills, trying to find him from behind. He's able to find one, but it's already a 3K coming out from Shoker. It's down to a 1v1, but the fuse through the smoke, a ninja one at that. Shots finds the triple kill himself, but even then the damage has been done. And Vario, Elevate walks away with 3 in a row.
Yeah, they got the defuse off, and this is something I saw last week happen to a team where eShots, you know, he played outstanding in that, but he actually didn't hear the defuse audio cue go off, or something happened where he was not sure that they were defusing. So he got the shots off, or at least he thought he might have even taken out the defuser. And with that, it just came down, and you know, pros don't fake, that's for sure. So he picks up the defuse, and eShots really had an opportunity to clutch out that round, bring it back for them. But just a little bit of unfortunate play by him, and now so we see the lead coming out for Elevate. That's actually very big here.
It is a big Elevate lead right now. Before this, it was 2 flawless in a row for Hooliganz, and it just haven't been able to find their step these last few rounds. eShots, now trying to redeem himself, able to find the opening pick now on the Germs. That's going to be the Silva completely gone this round. But even then, look how much of a distraction that whole play was. Even though he got the opening pick, it allows the rest of Hooliganz to transfer themselves over to A main and try to make them think on the defense it's all going to be a B-sided push.
Yeah, Hollywood Hooliganz, you know, playing aggressive again. I do not think that Charms was expecting to see an Omen that far up in mid by himself, and got punished for it. So now Elevate, you know, we've seen them down in man advantage, and they easily can make that retake happen if they played like they did last time. So we'll have to see them step up again. As we're seeing a Zero Data sort of jump up and down for us with his crouch key.
He's getting that squats workout.
Right.
Hey man, squats are hard.
Yeah, that's
what's your squat record, huh?
It's definitely not that, because I probably would have got the sticky keys flag by that point.
True.
Yep.
Very true. But, you know, no sticky keys around here. Everyone's playing so fluidly right now. Assert's able to find Kilroy, and that's going to be most of the Sentinel utility gone from the attacking point of view. The spike's going to go down again. Terms might be able to find his whole record, but Joker's able to find yet another double kill. Only 2 left alive now. eShots looking around, able to find the crux factor of that entry gone, but even then, it's just simply not enough. Everything that they're trying to bring out on Hollywood's side is being stopped at full force once they get onto the site in the post plan from Elevate.
Yeah, Hollywood with a really good plant, and I liked what they had, but they got basically caught off guard by Shoker, who another excellent flank by him, picking up 2, and you know, just with a little bit of misses from his gun, a little bit of spray mishap maybe, not actually picking up the rest, but you know, his team is still there to do the rest of the work for him, and that is another round going over Elevate. So they've strung 4 together after being down, you know, just that early deficit.
Holy moly. They went from getting flawless twice in a row and having a strong lead on the attacking side to now being down 2 extra rounds. Joker has an op now. I'm a little scared.
Yeah.
Of course, we all know the history of Jet and ops, but even then, this is Joker with the op too. He's going to get smoked out immediately, so he has to readjust his positioning. But if this makes him a very defensive opping Jet now, this is going to be lethal if they decide to go for A-main again.
Yeah, I think that's absolutely true. Repositioning with that operator. Going down mid now, we'll have to see if he's able to grab any crucial picks here, as both teams have not fallen at all. So it's a 5v5. We're sort of getting later into this round as he picks up eShots. You know, at the back end, that was a pixel maybe. Obviously, now the attacker's Killjoy ultimate is being dropped. I don't know if that's to bait or to do something, as Hollywood needs to recoup after losing 1 member already.
This is a tough lockdown to go under, because if you're trying to... Joker was in a prime position to take down anyone that enters onto the site, but Kilroy's able to find them instead. Being able to split themselves up a little bit more. The Rolling Thunder are going to go into reverse, but even then, through the shrouds, through the smokes, it's still going to be Dior able to find a triple kill. Oh, well, I suppose a double kill out of it. Kilroy, though, is able to find a double kill of his own. Only 1 left alive now, and that's going to be G-Man having to rotate over. Not a lot of utility to work with. A turret in 1 second, but even then, a turret's not going to help you in a 1v4. this might be a done and dusted round, Barrio, and I'm wondering now if maybe the save would be the optimal route.
Yeah, I was thinking the same thing. Can't really go pick up his friend's operator. It's on the other side unless he's trying to be aggressive here. Oh, as he picks up Reflect by himself.
There's no way.
Yeah, I did not think he was going to be able to do it. They had the two members looking down. Zero Data, only with 18 HP left. He actually almost did get that. Almost did pick up the double kill. Surely still would have just gone for the operator in the save. You know, taking the one gun away from, I think it was Reflect, is also just a good option. And so now we sort of get that round back. Hollywood feeling a little bit better. You know, they didn't continue to, you know, slip away that lead that they had. And now I'm interested to see what comes from these two teams, as the guns are not that great from the side of Elevate.
Yeah, it's a bit of a broken buy right now on Elevate's side, despite them coming close. Well, close is relative.
Yeah.
Coming to at least a percentage of almost bringing back that round. No good attempt coming out from the Killjoy that side. You still need to play it really safe. This is a great opportunity for Hollywood to even things out now. And look how slow they're playing yet again on trees. This has been working, I think, 100% of the time they push trees.
Yeah, I would really like to see them take use of these ultimates. You know, you've got the Hunter's Fury on your Sova. You can use that after you plant the spike, but we actually see some aggressive pushes from the Elevate defenders through mid here on Chums. Is he going to be able to pick off the members? Actually, they completely rotate out of mid, so he can't even see them anymore. And, wow, it's been such a slow round. We haven't seen any action. Neither team has really seen another player, and we're getting maybe a B push from Hollywood here.
Yeah, this might be a B push, but if you remember before, the last time they went full force on the B site, it was Shoker who got a 4K into a flawless round against them, and I feel like that pain still kind of resonates a bit, but maybe not. Maybe I guess the Band-Aids worked and they're going for it. No smokes this time. In fact, no defensive agents at all besides Assert, and he's already going to be blinded out not once but twice.
Yeah, completely zoned away. The door has fallen, so he's waiting for the rest of his teammates. Oh my gosh, Zero Data already picking up one, picks up two. G-Man is not falling. Shorker was ready for it, and that is just sort of a messy start here. Elevate getting this, trying to make the retake happen.
Oh, but here we go. It's going to be an up shot so up close. We call that a bayonet kill around here. Reflect's able to find him. It's going to be a 2v4 now for the defense to bring things back, and this is a very far cry of a round from when they were able to get the flawless not too long ago. Assert's going to be dropping himself down into logs, trying to find anything through the smoke, but from behind or in the side, it's going to be Reflect with not one, but triple kill at the very end. And that's going to secure an even 4-4 between these two teams as we go pretty much a quarter, if not 3/4 of the way through the first half. And, you know, all things considered, despite the economy and the arsenals we see on both sides, not a lot of headway has been made on either side, and I think a lot of this has to go for the post-plan gunfights.
Yeah, we absolutely with that, and it's just sort of been, like you said, a weird rounds when, you know, once rifles went in, you know, pistol, the second round after, those are a little bit standalone. They're not exactly how you see the most of the game go, and I really thought Elevate was unstoppable with rifles, but Hollywood Hooliganz saying, no way, bringing it back 4-4. And I think just like you said, it's sort of unpredictable. I don't really know either way how the next 4 rounds in this half is going to go.
Do you think we're going to see overtime?
You know, it is definitely early to say, but if the teams play like this, I would be absolutely excited to see what overtime could bring us.
No, I think you're completely right. I think a lot of it does have to go into the second half too. Maybe we could see 8-8 later on, and I think at that point, overtime's likely. But there's still a lot of room for potential of growth in this first half here. We see a lot of ultimates on the board for at least Hooligan's side, and that's not something we've been really seeing their team use a whole lot.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, Elevate have been using a lot of ults to stall out as much as they can for these initial pushes. Especially on A main, we've been seeing a lot of them. But the only time we've really ever seen an ult brought out by Hooliganz was the Killjoy.
I'll bring your attention to this garage from Elevate. They have 3 members on their defensive B in there. It's just so weird for them as Zero Data already picking up G-Man with the Hunter's Fury. Oh my gosh, so much action happening. Elevate picking up 2 members, and now they have the man advantage as Hollywood looks to make this plant happen. Kilroy picking up Assert. That's huge.
This is huge. All right, Frosty coming for the comeback right now. He's going to be on highway, able to find one, running him over on the highway. It's a double kill coming out for Frosty. And even then, Kilroy finding themselves the last alive. but not for very long. Sherms is able to find the kill on the Kilroy, and that's going to be another defuse going down. This has been a huge back and forth between both of these teams, but the streaks that we've been seeing from Hollywood Hooligans usually just end after 2. So historically speaking, it makes sense for Elevate to win this round, but Hooligans need to break the streak of only winning twice in a row.
Yeah, you don't really want to get into that little pattern of only winning little blocks at a time. You want to make it work. You want to make it stream together. And what I really have been seeing is these rounds after the 2 haven't been super close. Elevate barely making that one look close, as they still have 3 members alive on the retake. A lot of members like Shoker did step up there, so he's been stepping up all game. And I'm just excited to see what we have on the side of Elevate as they make to sort of push maybe a couple rounds together here.
I mean, Barrio, good lord, look at Shoker's KDA.
Yeah.
He's 2.0 right now, 14 and 7, not even a single assist. Every time he sees someone's in his markers, he's either dying, or more likely than not, I suppose 200% of the time, he's able to find a kill out of it.
All right, but I'm going to point our attention to Hollywood Hooligans, who have the Kilroy, have the Killjoy ultimate, rather.
Oh.
Not the Kilroy, even though the player is manning that agent. He's about to drop it, and are they going to make this a lockdown push? We'll have to see, as they are in really good position to do it.
Killer Killjoy. There's a ring to that.
Yep, yep.
But look at the cert right now. He has to back off, and there's like a whole Venn diagram of different utility being used. Joker's able to find Reflect again, but gets detained right behind the 2. Tries to hide away. eShots is not taking the risk this time ago. He's got to redeem himself from the time he missed the ninja defuse from the other Killjoy. G-Man, though, revolving himself around, trying to find another one. He's able to find eShots again. No redemption this time. With only 2 left alive on Hollywood Hooligan's side, they have to back off from the other Killjoy all being brought out. Suddenly, though, what was a solid push now turns into a nightmare as they have to push on forwards, not having the spike in their possession at all. Now they're being trapped in a nanoswarm, right into a gunfire. A whole entire squad finding them both, gonna be shoving them into a small little winery hole. Frosty finds 0 data, and suddenly, though, that 1-round lead turns into 2, and Elevate have made an amazing comeback in this first half.
No, you're absolutely right. Again, they just look so solid on these retakes when they are set up, when they know what they want to do, when they have a game plan on their retake. They absolutely look dominant, and we can't even say how useful G-Man's ultimate was there to sort of deter the spike plant that Hollywood had. You know, the only mistake I saw from Elevate on the retake was Shoker sort of falling into the detained zone at the very last second, was not able to dash out. Actually, rather dashed in. And with all of that, Elevate really looking strong, as they might look to take a lead into this first half.
One thing I've noticed, too, from Hollywood's attack is that they never go for rotates at all. They're trying to bait out the op shots from Shoker, and he's not going to fall for that trick whatsoever. But again, we've been seeing these really headstrong attacks coming out from Hooligan's side, and really they're being countered quite a bit. If they even go for a single rotate 1 round, they might have a great chance of bringing at least a little bit of a comeback here. But they're trying to rely on their gunfights more. Assert, able to hold on to trees a little bit more. It's going to be the rest of the Hollywood Hooligan squad making their way forward. Sage Ball goes up, preventing the rotate, and they're planning on taking over the site again.
Sage Ball going in to make sure that that rotation cannot come out, like you said, but they've broken the wall down. And Frosty picking up Reflect is actually huge. Elevate with the man advantage on this retake again. Are we going to be able to see them take another round off?
That's right. That's going to be the million-dollar question right now, Barry, and I'm curious to see what the answer is going to be. A lot of back and forth is happening on the kill feed. A triple kill coming out from Frosty as well. It's going to be a little bit of data coming out, but no, it's going to be shot out immediately from the bull. And he gets into a firing squad yet again. An ace coming out from Frosty. It's going to secure the first half in the favor of Elevate by a huge margin.
Yes, absolutely. You know, just another member of Elevate stepping up. Frosty picking up the 5-man ace, and that is so big. It's even with the 5 kills, Frosty is still 5 kills below Shoker, who's been just playing outstanding all half long. And now, like you said, it is 7-4. So no matter what, at the end of this half, they're going to have at least 2 rounds in advance. And you know, we talked about overtime. There's definitely still a chance. This game is extremely close, for sure. But you know, we got to see the transition and the swap happen, or the adaptation happen for Hollywood going into this next half.
And I think you bring up a really good point, is that adaptation we are seeing, but they're still going for their macro strategy of just rushing into a site when they're able to have the chance. If they go from A site, realize it doesn't work out, or even find the opening pick, they could just rotate to B, and it might catch Elevate really off guard at this point. And through 11 rounds now, possibly going into 12, we just haven't seen that yet.
No, you're absolutely right. And really, Hollywood Hooligans haven't looked super confident since we saw that flawless happen to them. You know, the 5 members fall all in B lobby at once, and it's only been able to pick up 2 rounds since then. They've got to make that adaptation, and it's got to, you know, finish off with this half, as we're seeing a lot of pushing going on right now.
Yeah, definitely a lot of pushing happening indeed. It's been the Nanoswarms on the highway. Reflect looking around to see if he can find anyone else, but Zero Data kind of steals the kill away from him. What is G-Man doing near A site? He's just kind of going for a full-on reverse flank, it seems, but Zero Data able to find G-Man instead. Gonna take them down. It's up to the final Omen. Now in a 1v1, or I'm sorry, a 1v2. Oh, sir. Having to push on forwards. They know from the audio cues of the door breaking exactly where he's at, and he doesn't really have a whole lot of pushing options to push other than his own shrouds. He's going to use one, blocking off the jet, but even then he has to push on forwards, and they know exactly where to push in unison. He's able to find one, though, and tries to flip for another. He's got the right idea, but the jet is going to stay really patient and vigilant. Now she's going to push on forward, and he gets the double kill. That's going to be a triple, but in that instance, he's able to clear up the site. Assert, able to find a defuse. That's going to be an 8-4 split. And you're right, Barrio. It was a really close beginning. But now that we're seeing Elevate really warm up and adapt around the Double H team, it's been kind of a runaway.
Yeah, Assert really stepping up there. You know, it's the last round of the half. No reason to save there. You know, maybe if it was a save round, he might have thought twice about doing that push. But it works out for him. And, yeah, so now we've got the side swapped, and Elevate is now going to be on the attacking. So, you know, that aggressive defense that we've seen, a really, you know, really thoughtful defense, rather. They're going to have to now switch that to attack. But on the other side, Hollywood Hooligans, who have been sort of slipping up lately, will the defense sort of help them just play slower and play a more stronger hold? We'll have to see what happens here.
See, I'd be very concerned about Hollywood Hooligans' defense here. If they're not really willing to adapt around going for a different strategy, they can get the spike in the ground on the attack. That's not the issue. The issue is surviving the post-play majority of the time. And if they can't do that on the attack, I'm wondering how quick and how coordinated their rotates are going to be on the defense. Look how coordinated already Elevate seems to be, going down trees on Catwalk. Reflect, of course, trying to find the opening pick, is able to do so on the Frost. It survives with only a little bit of health. They try to pre-fire through the smokes, unable to do so. He gets away with his own life. And this is a very strong opening pick, too, by removing all the flashes from Elevate's attack.
Yeah, and they're going to have to think twice, but they actually are entering site, so they're going to take A site with the pistols, with the frenzies. Zero Data already picking up one, and Reflect also picking up. So now it is a 4v2 for Hollywood, as they have the man advantage. They have the advantage. Are they going to be able to bring back this? You know, they've looked strong in the pistol rounds before.
They have. You're completely right. These pistol rounds are looking so good for the Double H's right now. Choker, last one alive, was able to get some crazy kill streaks before, but now different artillery at his disposal, being surrounded by the enemies. He looks at the wrong direction, and Zero Data's able to clap him down. That's going to be the first round that Hollywood Hooligans win in a pretty long while after quite a few different streaks from Elevate. And maybe the rotates won't be the issue if Elevate falls for the same trap of not rotating between sites.
Yeah, I think that the move was after getting spotted and even losing out on that duel and letting Reflect live, they should have maybe tried to rethink how they wanted to rotate. Maybe not barrage onto A, as Hollywood was sort of very easy to defend that site afterwards. But that is now in the past, and we see the save coming out from the side of Elevate. Hollywood Hooligans winning their second pistol round of the game. And I wouldn't be too worried if you were Elevate, because Hollywood sort of slipped up after the pistol rounds.
Ooh, that's a really good point to bring up, too. Early on in these smaller rounds where the artillery isn't quite Vandals, Phantoms, and Ops, things are looking pretty good for Hollywood. But we have to wait and see how this possible force-up or even eco-round buy from both teams can go down. Look how spread apart Hollywood Hooligans' defense is right now. You have a lot of presence on every single avenue for attack, and A main seems to be the way to go. some Shrouds going down on B main aren't going to go into too much fruition, but I'm most curious about, I believe that's Dior on the stage right now, looking to see possibly if that Killjoy is going to get spotted, who's already low on health, but they seem to get away with their life. A main, though, is going to be a different story. Reflect's able to plant a surf. The
Oh
Omen's
my.
gone. Another one's going to fall, too. Make that 3 for Reflect. That's going to be 3 gone completely from A main. A single push, almost 4, but Sherms gets the final shot. Even then, pushing into the site, 40 seconds left alive. Turret versus turret, they don't seem to spot each other, but it's going to be Dior instead to take advantage of the situation and do a double kill. And I think we're seeing a very similar story, Barrio, but in mirror mode.
Yeah, we could see Hollywood step it up. They pulled the 2 rounds, but like we saw last time, Elevate did stand strong in these rifle rounds, but, you know, Reflect more like reject as he completely stopped Elevate in their tracks on that push with just the Bulldog. I love to see that. That was really, really impressive. You know, pulling up 3, almost 4 members by himself. And yeah, so now we're going to have to see these rifles come out. Not the best buys from the side of Elevate. Definitely saving up for this next round when they can bring in those 4 rifles. So I think this is going to be favored towards Hollywood again.
That very well could be a possibility. And Hollywood has been doing such a good job on the attacks as well. But what I'm most curious about, what is this Omen doing? Look how weird that Shroud is. He is just hidden away. That was interesting. And also odd at the same time. The kill feed's filling up on both sides, mostly in the favor of Hooliganz now. Dior's able to find a double kill, but Asura wants to clap back along with G-Man. Now, Kilroy, the Killjoy is still left alive. Putting the turret down, it's going to give tell to where the last 2 are. But being flushed out, Kilroy doesn't have a lot of options with just a Frenzy and I believe a Spectre in hand. Having to push through what is essentially a minefield. We're seeing something we haven't seen at all this game so far, Bear. We're seeing a rotate.
Yeah, we're seeing a rotation coming out from Elevate. They've got the man advantage. They've got the rifles in hand. And now it's just Hollywood. It's just Kilroy by himself. You know, it was sort of extremely tragic to see him miss those shots because they didn't know where he was. And he's about to run into G-Man. That's going to be 3 alone for G-Man just this round, picking up that end. Oh, no. Keglonic, we might see what we saw last round where they look like they can only pick up 2 rounds in a row, and that's it.
Oh, no. See, I'm not much of a mathologist, so patterns are about as mathematical as I can get. But at least I can recognize the differences in those colors and shapes. So far, it's mostly been an attacker-sided game, all things considered. But we have to wait and see. Actually, I apologize. That is very incorrect. It's been mostly an elevate-sided game on the defense. But we're going to have to wait and see if that streak can break. We have seen a bigger scoreline difference before between these 2 teams, but 3 is still not a lot. But as we get closer to that 13 margin for a scoreline, Hooliganz really need to step it up.
Yeah, Elevate picking up that round is very, very hard for Hooliganz because they now have these rifles. And Kilroy actually starting it off is very promising for Hollywood. They're making their defense here, so we'll have to see if they can lock it down with the advantage they have.
What's going to happen next, though? You really got to wonder here, because we did see some rotates coming out from Elevate's side. They won the round because of that, and now they're not doing it. We did see a bit of a stall out action happening in mid, so I suppose it's a bit of a rotate, but they're heading towards tree instead.
Man.
Reflect seems to be completely unaware about this push happening and being taken out from behind in relative ease soon. Oh, never mind, there's a wall there. Okay. Reflect hiding in the small corner. Every spotted out by Frosty's able to find almost a double kill out of it, but at least Frosty's going to go down. The quickly trades out by Dior, but even then the Kilroy is able to find some spike action. Now, at the top of heaven, Zero Data could have a great chance of finding maybe some rogue peaks. But even then, he's going to wait for the spike plant to go down. No ult on anybody's side right now. Dior's going to go for the revive, too. And that's going to be a full push for the defense, possibly only finding 2 attackers left. But G-Man's able to find a double kill, trying to mitigate some of the odds. But Dior's able to find yet another kill on the board, and, well, that leaves it to 0.
Yep, and that is now Hollywood picking up their first round with the rifles in a while, especially breaking the streak of 4 rounds, then 2 rounds. And so breaking that pattern is huge for them, bringing only 2 rounds away. You know, if they win another, Elevate's going to have to be forced onto a save round, which is something we have not said very much this game. And we'll have to see as they step up. That was really, really big for basically all the members of Hollywood.
And I'm wondering how this save round's going to affect Elevate. Because, again, like you mentioned, we haven't really seen them in this position before. But with a full buy coming out from... I'm sorry, I was a little confused for a second. But a full buy coming out from the Hooliganz side, I'm wondering if they can take full advantage of the situation. They've already narrowed the odds a little bit more. It's only a 2-score difference. And if they can bring it 9-8, I think that can be gigantic for them, this pendulum swing in their side.
Yeah, and they make that B push, but they're actually starting to second guess it. They haven't really dedicated to it, and Hollywood or Elevate being pretty smart about how they play their defense. They haven't sent any or overcommitted to any angle yet, as the members of Hollywood are locking down this site. I'm sorry, Elevate are locking down these sites.
Things are a little slow right now. Not a single body off the board. Assert possibly has an angle if he's able to get a double wall penetration, which is extremely unlikely, onto the other Omen. Shulker already has their knives out, waiting for that push going down mid, but no one's going to show up. They know better. But one coming out from behind, it could have been Zero Data, almost able to find Shulker, but instead they're going to push towards mid and be the aggressor. There you go. Finally, the Breach putting out the small little mini Rolling Thunder, trying to stall out everybody from A main, but the Nano Swarm's going to take down the Jet. E-Shot's hiding down below, needs to see if he can find anybody, but G-Man drops just in time with the eco buy. That's not going to stop them, though. The plant's still going to go down. A 4v4. Kilroy's almost trying to find another one, but Assert has the guard. Reflect, able to clap it back, getting the trade instead. They have to drop and find the defuse, but everyone's hiding away. Not to mention the Hunter's Fury and the lockdown going down, even finding Reflect at the very end. Barrio, this is a very dire situation right now for these defenders. They're unable to even get close. There's a force field. Sure, they can get G-Man, but it's still a force field in the way, and they're able to even heal the one that was detained.
Yeah, oh, another member falls, so now Hollywood 3v1. They've got to be able to do this Zero Data, actually finishing off Frosty. And that's going to be another 2-round string together. Are they actually... Yeah, they're going to be able to get this spike defused. It's a little close. Only 5 seconds left before that spike would have went off. And, you know, really good execution from them. Besides the Killjoy ultimate sort of making it more dicey, they do pick up that round. And now the rifles are back in the hands of Elevate after that save round. So, you know, that round was supposed to go over to Hollywood, sure, but they did look good in it.
They did. The force field was penetrated. And I'm wondering, maybe it's not even what the strategies are being brought out. As silly as that is to say, maybe both of these teams are just very defender-sided on actually, I'm sorry, attacker-sided on Ascent.
Yeah, we could absolutely make that case here as, oh my gosh. Hollywood making a very strong defense through mid. They've sent 4 members looking through mid, making sure that no members of Elevate are able to get any information there. And now we see a full B push, an aggressive B push at that from the side of Elevate.
Look at all this action happening, coming out again. Elevate was able to get so quickly onto the site before, but they lost slowly all the members of their attack. Zero Data is able to find Assert with a shock dart, no less, and the entire cavalry's coming from the defense. They were able to do this before, and they had so many ults to worry about as well on the attack to, you know, go against them. Knives on the Jet, the lockdown from the Killjoy, Hunter's Fury from the Sova. All 3 of those ults didn't work against their defense, but now they're slowly encroaching forwards. Frosty's able to find Dior. That was instrumental in the last round. Reflect and Zero Data are able to find kills of their own, and suddenly the whole kill feed is Hooliganz side. And that's going to be a triple kill, no less, from our friend Zero Data. And now things have evened out yet again. Now, Barrio, remember when it was 4-4 on the scoreline?
Now we see 9-9. Yep.
Did you think we would see overtime?
I mean,
we said we'd have to wait in the second half to see if it was 8-8. Well, it wasn't 8-8, but it was 9-9. So I'm going to ask you again, Barrio. Are we going to see overtime?
You know, I would love to see overtime, but we got to see Elevate step up here as they've been slipping, and that's 5-1 in just this half for the side of Hollywood. They've brought it completely back, and they are looking so strong. You know, that lockdown was so critical in stopping Elevate's hold there. The retake was huge. And so as long as Elevate keeps looking like this, I actually think Hollywood's going to storm the rest of this game. But if Hollywood makes a step-up play here, they will still be fine.
The tensions are rising.
Yeah.
Barrio, there's no doubt about it. We could see overtime, or we could see Hollywood Hooligans take away from it. Elevate hasn't really found too much of their footing in this attacking half, or in this second half at all. They've been able to find the plant into the ground, similar to how Hooligans were able to, but they just can't win these post-plant rounds. We see a full-on rotate coming through again. It's a bit of a slower one at that for Hooligan's side this round. A lot of positioning has been in the favor of Elevate as we speak, and G-Man especially. Look at this. He's hiding down below, but they found where he is. I'm not sure what intel they had on him, but Reflect was able to jump down and find G-Man's skull. But now the rest of Elevate, though, they're on the site and they have this great positioning, especially the Breach and the Jet up the top of Heaven. The Surge's able to find another one, getting the trade off, revenging the Killjoy. But even then, it's going to be trades back and forth. So many different bodies falling at once. The Blind going to be getting everybody all at once. And Elevate melting away yet again.
Yeah, that's absolutely true. Hollywood making that retake happen. Like you said, they had information on G-Man that was certainly informative because they were hunting him down. And that's exactly how that round started. They had the van advantage, and then they took the retake confidently, picking up all the members of Elevate and barely getting that spike defuse with just a little bit of time left. If you take a quick look at that scoreboard, that's actually 4 defuses in a row. So yes, the side of Elevate getting that spike into the ground, they got it planted, but they cannot let it explode. And now it's such a terrible spot for Elevate. They've got just Sheriffs on their side.
It's really interesting, too, because you would think that on the attack, Elevate has all the positioning they need to take it back, but they're just losing these gunfights. Why do you think that is?
I think it's just Hollywood being decisive in their retakes, and they're making sure they know where players are. They're playing off information and winning when it's needed to. Just like you said, those gunfights are huge. As Shoker got in there before Dior could even react, just dropping the wall, and that is a great way to start if you Elevate.
I guess there's more and more reasons why we shouldn't build a wall, but it seems though it's able to have Elevate get back onto the site, and we've seen this story happen so many times. But look at the entire highways covered in nanoswarms. No one can pass until it's over, and even then, inside B main, hiding away is going to be the Kilroy Killjoy, making sure that Shoker falls. But another rotate's going to happen from the attacking side. This is something that Hollywood, again, would never really do, and they're able to take advantage of that by catching out the defenders rotating.
Yeah, and now Elevate with the player advantage, 3-2. Something we seem to assert is doing so well is play around his smokes and play aggressive with his smokes. Zero Data not expecting to see another Omen standing right there, picking up that kill. And now that the spike is down, they are able to set up a strong defense here on this A site. It's just the 2 members of Hollywood, Kilroy and Eastshots, are going to have to work together to make this, but the crossfire is set up for the side of Elevate.
Not only does Elevate do have a man advantage, they also have the Hunter's Fury at their side. The recon ball going to be going through, and there it is, that Hunter's Fury we were talking about, right on the spike. Nanoswarms too. It's all but done and dusted for these defenders. There's no way. It was 9-9 before, and now we're definitely going to see 10-10 as every single person evacuates the site long before the spike's going to go down. Thrifty round going to be going in the favor of Elevate again, and we're coming close to having a 12-12 scoreline, if that. And you know, I think that's still the big looming question about when we're seeing these adaptations of the attack. Can we see in overtime?
Yeah, I mean, if we get to overtime, it's going to be so interesting to see how these teams play in that, you know, the adaptations have to change literally every single round because you're switching from attack to defense as long as that continues. And with Elevate winning on a Thrifty, that is so crucial for these teams getting to an overtime. I don't see either side really giving up, especially because the economy is quite even on both sides. No team has a massive advantage there. But Elevate looking pretty interesting on their attack as they've split up how they want to do this.
Splitting up might be the way to go. Look how much aggression's going on both sides. They're baiting out all those rotates yet again. Kilroy's going to fall, but he does find the smokes, or at least the primary smokes on Elevate's side. That being said and done, though, it's a 2v2 on B side, and no one's able to find those angles. And, well, on a defensive point of view, nobody knows that anyone is in B main. So you gotta ask yourself, what is the primary objective for Hollywood right now? Do they aggress towards B as they see at least a few people, including Shoker, to fall? Or do they go back to A, where they also saw people? But it seems like they're kind of divided a little bit right now, and this is a really smart maneuver from Elevate. Barrio, they might be able to encroach onto the side, find E-shots, and get the spike down.
I thought Elevate was in a really sticky position as they actually get all their members onto this B site. The big thing with Hollywood is they didn't know which site was being attacked and which site had the spike to it. So they had to devote 2 members to both sides when it was a 4v4. Now that it's a 3v3 and Elevate has control of the site, we'll have to see if Hollywood can make this retake. They've looked just so strong on the defense and with these retakes, but with just the 3 members, this is going to be an absolute showdown as we get into it. And the only ultimate available is the Sage. Are we going to see the revive step up and be huge?
You've seen Dior go for these flush revives before in these same situations, but maybe it won't be necessary. Never mind, as I talk, E-Shots comes back from the grave, and Dior gets a triple kill, no less.
Wow,
Sun lane, though,
was crazy by Hollywood picking up the early kill on Dior. They're going to get the defuse. It's going to be close with just 4.72 seconds left. And the revive in the middle of the firefight, bringing whoever that was to, I think, just their death, but it was the distraction that was needed for Hollywood to finish off the rest of Elevate.
Absolutely crazy to see. What, out of curiosity, what is the smallest diffuse timer you've ever seen in Valorant?
So me and Bump were casting in the round of 16, and it was 0.08 seconds left, and it was so short that we actually thought the spike went off because the sound animation went off. So it was actually the animation.
Really?
The sound went off. We were like taken aback almost halfway through the pre-game or pre-round. We didn't know what happened, but Reflect with the kill on Frosty with the operator. They were not expecting the operator to come out this late into the game, and just how these teams have been playing. That is such a big pick early for Hollywood Hooliganz.
Do you think that was less than 0.8 seconds? 0.08?
0.08 seconds. That was, you mean the last one?
Yeah, that op shot.
Oh, yeah, it was absolutely close, but Dior picking up Choker is already a great start for Hollywood Hooliganz as they now have a 2-player advantage.
That's right, and that 2-player advantage I think is going to be really big. Notice here how they have the teleport on Hooligan's side from the Omen. Even if they don't want to rotate super fast, they can use the Omen either for information or get there in lickety-split time to make sure that at least they have some kind of pressure and presence onto the site. Reflect, though, was able to get that 0.08 second shot onto the breach before, but he wasn't able to make magic twice at the other side of B. The turret's going to go down again. Not a lot of bullets left in the side of... What?
That is crazy.
Excuse me?
I can't even know what happened, but Zero Data picking up 2, completely closing that out. Is now 12 to 10. So many weird interactions happening, and I just really don't know how Elevate is going to bring this back, as they're at game point, or they're against match point, and they've got to step up right here, right now.
Okay, so call me crazy, but I'm pretty sure with 1 bullet left in that op mag, we saw Reflect get the turret for Killjoy. I didn't see Killjoy on my screen. I didn't see G-Man. And suddenly they got the kill?
I mean, I honestly didn't even see that interaction. Maybe the operator shot went through the turret and picked up G-Man at the same time.
I guess so. But I didn't see... Barry, I didn't see G-Man at all.
You didn't see him
He was a ghost.
Yeah, he was literally...
He was Danny Phantom.
Danny Phantom indeed, as Elevate takes this site. Frosty picking up, Assert picking up 1. So that is 2 members off the board for Hollywood, and this is how you want to start it off if you're Elevate. Oh my god.
Yeah, they're going ghost right now. Hooliganz melting away. E-Shots was able to find 1, but G-Man claps back and finds the trade. Even then, though, all things considered, Elevate only losing 1 this far in is a pretty good deal. Even then, though, so much damage taken on Reflect again. Can he go ghost once more? No! He's able to find 1, but gets traded out immediately, and we are 1 round away from either moving on in the group stage, or we get to see that overtime. I still don't know if we will see it or not.
Yeah, I mean, we are 1 round away, but the way that Elevate played that was expert, and something I have to draw my attention to right now. 4 crucial ultimates on the side of Elevate. 4 definitely impactful ultimates. They have every reason to bring this to overtime. They have 4 rifles, and the only thing that I would say is they're up against Reflect with the operator, so Reflect's got to step up here to make sure that Elevate does not have a chance to make this an overtime game.
So I checked on the stream. It just happened where Reflect gets the kill on G-Man. I checked on the stream. G-Man was not there.
That is absolutely insane that we got the ghost kill from the side of Reflect there. As this attacker's Killjoy ultimate is going to be huge. They're going to be able to get onto site and make their take happen.
Yeah, this is going to be a very impactful round, regardless of Reflect. What is going on with you at this angle? This is like his magic angle. He's able to find the 9 kills on G-Man as well. That's impressive. But, I mean, those off shots are even crazier. The Rolling Thunder's going to try to counter at least some things inside of Marketplace, but E-Shots is able to find Frosty instead from the other side. Reflect, now with the knives, able to push onto Highway, not finding a lot of angles on anybody just yet, but a Surge can be looking at the wrong angle at the wrong time, and Elevate melts away in the pits of the boathouse. It's going to be a defuse to go down, and, well, it looks like we won't be seeing overtime at all. We're going to see a 13-2 scoreline between Elevate and Hollywood Hooliganz.
We got about as close to overtime as we possibly could. And with those ultimates on this side of Elevate, I was sure that they were going to bring it back that round, but not at all. Reflect on the operator, hitting shots through the smoke. I did not see the knives kill, but I'm sure that one was just as crazy. And they took out Elevate in the last couple seconds of that round. That is so big for them as Hollywood moves on with a 1-0 scoreline in group stage.
I can't get over that one-shot Reflect got. No matter what, on CT side for B, it has just been pure insanity. Through the smokes, through seemingly a different dimension, they've been able to find so many of those attacker kills right on the other side of the site, and it's something like that I don't think we're going to see again in the Vanguard Championship Series.
Yeah, I even draw my attention back to that, like round 3 from the side of Elevate, who picked up a flawless ace, not a flawless ace, but a flawless team kill onto all those members of Hollywood Hooliganz in like the span of not even 4 seconds, 2 seconds. It was quite a crazy kill. But
we saw 3 in a row, flawless rounds.
3 flawless rounds for sure. That was crazy. We had an action-packed game for sure. I'm quite shocked it actually didn't go to overtime, how those teams were playing at the end. And we're about to see the MVP, and obviously it's Reflect with the operator, with those Vandals, with hitting some crazy shots.
I would love to see more Reflect. To be completely honest with you, it's been a while since I got the cast Elevate, and it was the first time I've seen Hollywood Hooliganz as well. And both of these teams have really stepped up to their own respective plates from at least what I've heard of before, but seeing them in action now for me at the very least the first time, it was beautiful to watch all these players play. But without a doubt, the MVP has to go to Reflect. He was just fantastic once he got the late game up.
Yeah, absolutely. And something I always talk about Hollywood Hooliganz, it's just how they play together as a team. There's a lot of solo, people fragging out just like Reflect, but just how they made those retakes and how they adapted to the defense side was so huge for them. That's how they were in a big hole going into halftime. It was 4-8, but they brought it back and won 13-11, so really, really strong standings from them at the end.
It's funny, too, is that both teams fell into the same trap going for the attack where Elevate did bring a little bit more rotates going into their attacking side. Like at some points, if B didn't work, they would just go through to A. But it doesn't matter. A lot of the time, Hollywood Hooliganz won the gunfights they needed, especially on the attack. And I think a lot of those early attacking rounds that they managed to get off of Elevate in the beginning, those are what really ripple affected their way towards the very end scoreline.
Yep, and with all that being said, that was a crazy first round of group stage. So we're about to take a quick break and get into the next one. So don't go anywhere as we will have some more Valorant action soon for you guys.